biggest friend. Okay, if for some reason your battery happens to go dead, you can just pop this little plug right here and use the little ratchet to take your jacks down, and you can manually lower this.
Okay.
Yeah. Light on this side, up and down. Once you get this thing in and locked into your ball, you're going to want to pick this up as high as you can get it. The higher you pick it up, the easier it's going to be to hook your spring bars and stuff on, your stabilizer bars. They have a lot of pressure on them, and they're not going to be afraid to hurt you.
Yeah.
You know, don't be afraid of them, just respect them.
Yep.
They don't care. You have 2 safety chains. When you hook these up, you want to cross them, because that way if for some reason something happens to come apart, this thing comes down, it's going to land on the chains, and you're going to still be attached to your vehicle. You're not going to lose your trailer. You have your 7-pin connector. One of these leads, I think it's this one, but I'm not positive, is your power lead from your car. That's going to charge your battery. It's going to send power in through your converter, going to charge your battery. Same thing when you're hooked up at a plug either at the campground or at home. It's going to go through the power cord, go into your converter, and charge your battery.
Perfect.
So your battery won't go dead. Battery right here. You can leave your trailer plugged in year-round. I do, just for the simple fact, I don't want to pull my battery off, bring it in the house and store it. And, excuse me, you do have stuff inside like your O2 sensor, your microwave being plugged in, had a light on, it's drawing power. There is a shut-off on the trailer for the power. Even if you shut that off, that O2 sensor is going to be working, and the jack is going to be able to work. So you're still going to have a draw on it. That's why I keep my trailer plugged in all the time, year-round. Like I don't want to store it inside and have to keep a turbocharger on it all year.
How much does that actually cost in electric?
It's got to be minimal. It's only 12 volt.
Not very much at all. I don't think $4 or $5 a month, maybe if that. Because I use mine quite a bit. I'll go out and I'll play around in the trailer all the time. I leave my refrigerator on all year.
Okay, so you leave that on.
Right. I usually go out probably a week or 2 before Mother's Day. I open my trailer up. I get it all cleaned out. I plug it. I turn the refrigerator on. I turn my propane on, everything, and I just don't shut it off until after Columbus Day. That way, if I want to go, I just get in and go. Everything is cold. My refrigerator, I keep it full all year.
Especially the beer side.
Yep. This is equipped with an automatic feed system on here for your propane. That means if you have both your tanks open, it's going to run off of this tank first, and it'll automatically switch over in the other tank. That's something that I don't like. It's going to happen once, and you probably won't like it either, because you're going to run out of propane, and it's going to be 2 o'clock in the morning. That's the only time propane runs out, and it's going to be your fault. So I use one tank open, I leave the other tank shut off. Right now this one is open, so this one here, we're going to shut him off. Switch him to this side. That way, when he runs out at 2 o'clock in the morning, all you got to do is get out of bed, go over, turn the other tank on, and go back to bed.
Yeah.
Somebody's happy again. Okay. Switch your valve. Like I said, it happened to me once. It won't happen again. If you do happen to leave it in the straight down position with both tanks open, it's going to drain both tanks down evenly.
Okay.
Again, 2 o'clock in the morning.
You got to get them filled at the same time.
Yep.
Got it.
So like I say, I like to do one at a time because I want to know when that one tank is empty. So that tank is empty. I switch it to the other side, open the other tank. I can take this one off. It will not leak propane. Go fill it, put it back on. Then I'll run this tank down. Same thing. When it's empty, switch it back over, and away we go. Everybody's happy.
Do campgrounds have propane fills?
Some campgrounds do. Not too many of them do, because it is a high risk for the insurance to have a propane there because you got so many campfires around. And
That makes
everything
perfect
else.
sense. Yeah. I
Sparks
was just
flying.
curious.
Yeah.
I don't think the campground that I went to as a child had a propane. It did have the we were
Not
seasonal.
very many of them do, but some of
They
them
had
do.
the dump as well for the transient
Yeah.
people. But
Okay. This guy right here, this is your breakaway cable. Means if something does happen, it will pull this pin. Now sometimes you may be backing up this right where you turn too sharp. You're going to stretch this cable, it's going to pull that pin, and it's going to lock the brakes up on your trailer, and it's going to scare the crap out of you. Not a big deal. Get out, push the pin back in, brakes are free, you're ready to go.
okay.
This thing here, you can and you should not keep these connected together. You can't put these two into the same part of your hitch, but just don't because if something was to happen to this and it falls out,
Your
you're totally
brakes are
defeating the
gonna-
purpose.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to have this hooked up separately.
Independent.
Yeah. Like I said, you can put it into the same spot, just not put together. And the same thing with your other one, goes to the other side.
Across the chain.
Yeah. And you should always carry either a lock or a bolt for this here, because I have seen people down south that come by when you're in getting a bite to eat for lunch or something, they'll pop this thing up just because they're jerks. Careless. So, like I said, I use
Just even like a cotter pin or, yeah, something
anything
like that.
that'll keep this thing secure. Like I say, I always carried a lock on mine. And I had a problem when I had my trailer before I went to my fifth wheel. Twice somebody tried to steal my trailer. So what I did is I took a ball, I cut the shaft off the bottom of it, stuck it in there with my padlock on it so nobody could stick anything in there and grab the trailer. Again, it's gonna, I never thought that I would have that problem in my neighborhood, but I live way out in the middle of the woods and I don't have any neighbors, so nobody can see anything. Okay. Like I said, your battery is a Marine RV battery, deep cycle.
Can you have two?
You can have two, yes ma'am. There's plenty of room on that tray. Slide it over and put two of them on there.
Question for you that I don't know if you know the answer. The inverter in there, the inverter can handle two?
Yes.
Can the inverter handle a second 165
Yes, it
watt
can.
solar? That existing one?
Yes, it can.
Okay, thank you.
The inverter doesn't do anything as far as storing power. It just transfers it.
Yeah.
This guy here, this should be a light outside underneath the back. It's like a little blue light. It's not really anything that's bright. And up here, it just shows you what you're putting out as far as your voltage and everything from your solar panels.
Yep.
Okay. Here's your inverter is right here. And that little piece right there, if you decide to get that system that
Leaper
monitors
cut,
your
yeah.
tire pressure,
Yeah.
that's what he does. And you have your light right here. Right now, it's on 2. If you was to take it and put it down on 1, that's a motion sensor.
Oh,
Any
okay.
little light that has this little bubble on it is a motion sensor light.
Okay.
But the only problem I find with that, if you're going down the road and stuff starts bouncing around, you hear that light's going on and off, on and off, on and off. And your hose and everything else can hook through the bottom, through here. And you get that little pigtail guy down there.
Yep.
He plugs into here. They have not yet made an adapter that you can hook a regular hose to. So if you have to reach any kind of distance, you can take the nozzle off the end of that. It's your standard water hose size.
Okay.
And you have cable TV hookup and satellite right there. And this guy right here is, if you're hooked up to your city water campground, you take and switch him up here, and that'll fill your freshwater tank.
Okay.
But there is also another spot that lives on the other side that you can fill up from a regular water hose as well. This here, this is your disconnect to your battery. As you can see, we disconnect the battery, but yet we still have a few lights that are on. So that's what's going to kill your batteries. That's because right now they may be running off of the solar as well.
So when would you do the battery disconnect?
When you're storing the thing?
I don't.
Oh, we'll just leave it.
Personally, I don't. It's like I said, I leave my trailer plugged in year round. I always have power because I'll guarantee in the middle of the wintertime, somebody's going to want a crock pot or something out of the camper. So you got power to go in there and find it because it's usually going to be 9 o'clock at night. That's usually when I have to go out. So don't say no because it'll happen. You'll want something, and if he's anything like me, I get more in the camper than I got in the house. Eventually, you'd be surprised how well you can find space to put stuff. Any questions on anything here?
No.
Okay. I left that paper for get down there.
You want me to grab your clipboard?
No, I don't need that.
I'm sure you have this memorized.
Well, I'm getting that way. Okay, you have your stabilizer jacks. They're not really jacks. I don't know why they call them stabilizer jacks, because all they are is stabilizers. You're going to have to level it by using boards from side to side. Put a torpedo level right inside your door, because your floor is going to be your flattest point, because it's right on the frame. The frame is steel. It's going to be your levelest point of the trailer. You put it on the counter. You don't know if the cabinet maker is off when he measured his cabinet. So by putting it on the floor, you're at the straightest, hardest spot.
Yeah.
Level from side to side using boards. A lot of times, if you know where you're going, you're going to know whether the sites are gravel that you can pull into, or if you're going to be going into an open safari field or something like that.
Or hard dirt or something.
Right. If you're going into a safari field or something like that, it's a good thing to bring a couple pieces of that 5/4 decking, like your deck, That way, if it rains, you're not going to sink down on the ground because you got both tires are covered. You got a big space where all your weight is. If you're just on your tire could sink into the ground. You're going to throw your levelness off. Also, with your stabilizers, when you bring them down, even on my fifth wheel, I have the automatic leveling system. I still have 2x8s, and I had screwed them, 3 of them together and put a garage door handle on. Makes them nice and easy to handle. It's a cheap way of doing it, and they last forever. I put them under there. When you take those stabilizers down, once you get beyond that halfway point of going down, then you're going to start losing some of your stability. When you're walking around, you're going to feel it moving and everything else. So I try to tell people, you know, if you don't have to go any more than halfway down with it, you're 100% better off. Okay, next is going to be your tires. That's another big misconception that they tell you. They're a 5-year, 40,000 mile rated tire. Now, after 3 years, these great roads that we have out there, you want to start checking your tires real close for any kind of bubbles, where they might have hit a pothole just right, and got to get a belt starting to separate or something like that. You want to watch it for any kind of dry rot on the outside. It's going to crack. And even if you do have it, say 3.5, 4 years, they're going to tell you, wow, the tire's 4 years old. You didn't take care of it. It's all weathered from not being covered. Or you hit potholes. So what good is it? So after 3 years, you want to start watching your tires real close. I had a blowout on one of mine, and just like the tractor trailer tires, this comes off of one big sheet, and it did a lot of damage to my trailer. And I wasn't happy. So,
do you recommend tire covers for the winter time?
I have covers on mine, yes.
Just like a cloth
I have
type?
one piece that covers both tires, yeah.
Okay.
I do have that, yeah.
Okay.
Until I had the blowout, no, I never did. I always just kind of watched them, and I said, wow, these tires were only like 1.5 years or 2 years old. So, and you always
just don't know the condition of any road that you're going to go on because
right,
you
you
can't
have
foresee
no idea.
construction and
Right, exactly.
you know, scarified pavement and all that.
Yeah. We were coming back from Myrtle Beach one year, and a guy had lost something off the back of his truck. It went underneath my van and bounced up and jammed right through the front of my trailer. You never know.
Your camper got speared?
Yeah. But I was lucky because I had a front compartment right there, so it was just, I filled it in with silicone and that was it, kept everything dry, but still you had that nasty hole there you could see. They have green valve stems. That means they're full of nitrogen. Nitrogen is extremely expensive. Do not need it in this area. Totally compatible with air. Nitrogen helps your tires run a little bit better because it lasts a little longer because it keeps them cooler.
Okay.
Down south or out in the Midwest, in the desert and stuff, by all means, you want to keep nitrogen in there. Around here, you don't need it. It's a waste of money. I don't know anybody around here that sells nitrogen. We don't.
Except maybe a dealership might have it, yeah.
I don't know.
So if those start to get low, it's fine
Regular
to do
air
a
is
mix
totally
of air.
compatible
Okay.
with it. Yep. Yep.
The TPMS system that goes with this thing, if you go to add those to it, they screw onto the thing. Do you lose air when you're doing that, or do they just screw right on?
You don't lose any air when you screw it on, but it is going to put a little bit of pressure, so they get a little bit of pressure into it. But yeah, just like I said, using your regular valves, your tire pressure gauge, get a little bit. So say if it says for, I think these are like 60 pounds, go to 63 pounds.
Before you
then
put
by the time you put that other cap on, you may lose a pound or two.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Say mine are rated for 80 pounds. I run 75 in it. I don't bring it to the max, but I do run 75 pounds of my tires. These should be a load range D. And that's what you want to keep. Yeah, load range D. You want to keep either a D or an E range tire on this thing. Next thing is, every 3 to 4 years, you should service your wheel bearings on these, depending on how much you use the trailer. These new trailers, they come through with a little grease fitting on the axles. That's good if you want to get grease only on the outer bearing. You will not get grease to your inner bearing. In order to get to that grease fitting, you got to pull the tire off. So if you're going to pull the tire off, you might as well take the drum off, put a new $6 seal on it, clean, repack your wheel bearings. They're good for another 4 years. Not have to worry about it. Otherwise, if you try to squirt grease in until you get it to the back bearings, then you've got so much grease in it, you're going to blow the seals off. You're going to have grease all over your brakes, or you're going to have no brakes, or possibly even a grease fire. So it's one of those things, $6 or the trailer, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I recommend when you do it every 4 years, service the bearings. Don't just give it a couple shots of grease. there is watching. What we're watching for is to see if you know what you're doing. And I always, no, it's not funny.
No, I know it's
I
not.
did it.
I'm
I
just
did
laughing at what you're saying, your situation.
No. They're going to be watching to see if you pull this cap off without putting anything underneath it. These valves are just plastic. They will leak and seep. You pop this cap off, and if they see stuff run on the ground, somebody's going to get up and run to the campground going, oh, they're contaminating the place. They're dumping crap all over the ground. Campground guy's going to come down just to make these other bozos happy, and they're standing there for 10 minutes with a water hose washing it off. So I tell people, if you get into a campground where you have the city water, electricity, and sewer hookup, put your hose into the sewer, bring it over and set it underneath here. When you pop that cap off, if there is anything in it, it's going to go right into the hose. Or put a little bucket underneath it. People can come over and if you come out and put a bucket underneath there or your hose, say, well, this guy knows what the hell he's doing. If he's doing it for a while, they're going to turn around and mind their own business.
At least for now.
At least for now, yeah. They're going to see a new trailer coming in, and they're going to say, oh, God, does this guy know anything or not?
That's true. Yeah, they don't know if it's your first time or your 50th
right.
millionth time.
There's so many people since the pandemic have gotten trailers now.
Yeah, yeah.
You have black water and gray water. Black water is your septic tank. If you get to a campground that has water, electricity, and sewer, you still want to leave your black water closed until you get to like 2/3 full. Otherwise, if this thing is empty all the time, you're going to crap in there and it's going to harden, dry out, and you're never going to get it out. You can go ahead and open your gray water and let it run for God knows how long into your system.
Okay.
Then, like, say you're out camping, you're going to go home tomorrow, go out today, close your valves off, take your showers tonight, get up in the morning, drain your septic. The only thing you got in your gray tank is soapy water from taking a shower. Pull that after you drain your septic and rinse out your tank, close the tank off, pull this guy, washes out your hose.
So, question we had seen online about putting water into your toilet before you travel a little bit to do a little sloshing of the tanks. Is that a common practice? Do you do
Yes,
that?
yes, very much so. I would have got to that when we get inside.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're jumping the gun
I'm
on
jumping the gun. Hey, we're talking shit.
Yeah. Once you get this thing drained, like I said, you do have a clean out thing on the other side. You're gonna run that for a while, flush it out. You're gonna shut your water off, take your hose off, come over and close this. Then you're gonna go inside, like step on the pedal, run a couple of gallons through, then dump your chemical inside the toilet. You're gonna have water in your toilet about that much at all times. You want that there because you want to keep your seals from dry rotting. Even when you winterize it, you're gonna keep that little bit of antifreeze in there.
Okay.
Okay. This guy right here, this is for your range hood, the vent for your range hood. Right now it's open. You can see you've got a little bit of space here, not much. You can close it off if you feel like opening and closing it every time you go somewhere. Or you can leave it open. You have your filters inside on your range hood, nothing's going inside. Everything's going to come right around it. As far as your wind and stuff goes, you're not
But
really going to...
critters trying to get
Right.
in.
And then mine on the fifth wheel so high I can't reach it anyway, so why bother? I just leave it open.
Okay, so it's closed. You just closed it, right?
I just closed it, yeah.
Okay.
This is your... Any questions on anything here so far?
Nope.
Okay. Your hot water heater is right here. Okay, you have a plastic plug right here. That means you do not have an ion rod that you have to worry about. Ion rod would have to be changed every so often because it's like just like your water heater at home has an ion rod in it. This thing right here. Let's see. I'm gonna see if it's got. Okay, this thing is full of water. It has not been winterized yet. When you get ready to winterize it, and I'll show you where the valves are and everything else when we get inside. You're gonna put it in bypass mode. You're gonna come out. And you're gonna pull your plug out. Leave your plug just sit here all winter. Don't put it back in because you're gonna get 98% of the water out of here, not all of it. So if it does start to get cool and start to freeze, you want to let it expand a little bit and run out or whatever. You don't want to build up the water inside. Leave that plug out. In the springtime, when you get ready to flush all your antifreeze out, run it through all your pipes, get all the antifreeze out of your pipes, open up the valves to your hot water heater. You've still got that 2% of water that's been in there all winter. That's pretty nasty crap. Just let it run for a little while, flush that water out. Come out here, open this valve up, go ahead and put your plug on. Let the water fill up until it comes out of your vent here. Then you know your hot water heater is full. Get all the air out. It's safe to start your hot water heater, not worry about burning anything up.
Yep.
Okay? Basically, that's all there is to that. Any questions there?
Nope.
Okay. Even if you happen to be sitting at home like all this heat stuff that we had this year, every couple of weeks you may want to go out, pull that plug out, just run water through it, just to don't get all stinky, nasty water in there in the hot water tank. Because your hot water heater is going to be shut off. You're going to turn it on when you get to the campground, shut it off when you leave. Okay. Now, hopefully in our kit inside, we're going to find the 2 end covers for here. That's where you usually put your sewer hose right in there. It will hold 2 hoses connected together. You can't. The book will say you can store 3 of them in there. Don't do it because it puts too much pressure on it. And in summertime when it heats up and that plastic gets warm, it's going to push it right off, and you're going to lose everything. So if you want to carry a 3rd hose like I usually do, I keep it in a tote bucket in my compartment. It's here. This is the back side of your furnace. The only thing you got to worry about, this is plenty big enough for mice to go in and build a nest, or you're going to get bees that'll go in there and build a nest. My son-in-law had a mouse in his, and that was an awful nasty smell when he started his furnace up. So,
Yeah, I can imagine.
yeah, so every, once in a while, at least once a month, even all summer long, you might want to go out just to turn it on, just to make sure that nothing's got in there and starting to build a nest.
They have covers for those?
They do have covers that they make for these, or I'm cheap. I went to Home Depot, bought a piece of heavy-duty screen, cut it to that size, take 2 screws out at a time, put it through, covers it up. Every couple of years, I put a new piece of screen on it. You can, whatever suits your fancy, you can do either way. Up there, that's where you would put a backup camera if you wanted to have a backup camera. 90% of your backup cameras are all the same. You just unbolt that, plug it in, same bolt pattern, put it up there, screw the screws back in, away you go. Okay, it comes with a monitor. You can use that monitor. You can set it up to your phone. If your vehicle has a backup camera, they are not compatible. Even that GM commercial that shows they've got separate equipment put on to make it compatible. Your standard vehicle camera will not adapt to this backup camera. Spare tire, not much to that. If you decide you want to put a bike rack on it, I've seen people that take the spare tire, slide it over, and use a single mount bike rack. That's not a good thing. So all your weight is going to be in that one area, plus the weight from this. That's going to tend to put a lot of stress on your welds on your bumper. If you get the double mount, which is what I recommend, you're spreading your weight out a lot further out, and you have a lot less chances of splitting your welds if you're going down with the bicycle bouncing on the back of your bike.
I've seen people that actually have them on the ladder. The bike's mounted to the ladder.
What the problem with that is? What is this?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Fiberglass.
Yeah.
These screws are that long. It's going to rip these screws right out. I say no, but again, like you said, you do see people do it. You see people have those big-ass ladders strapped to the back. One of these days, they're not going to have that ladder there. It's going to be in the middle of the road. So, and again, if somebody hits that, that's your fault.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's the danger.
You're much better, much safer having that bike rack on there.
And where would you mount it? Just right to the bumper?
As far as, you should have enough room that you could be able to go from here, just inside the well. You may have to move this guy over just a little bit.
Oh, I see.
Both
That's
sides.
movable. Got
It
it.
has a double mount. That way there, your weight is way on the ends, and you're not right in the middle where everything is twisting a lot more. These little guys right here, these are your low drain point systems. When you get ready to take all the antifreeze out of your trailer and stuff, after you put your hot water heater in bypass mode, come out, open these 2 valves, crack your faucets, it's going to gravity feed the water out of your pipes and stuff right out through there.
That's the hot and the cold water.
Hot and cold water pipes, yeah. Then just shut them off, then go ahead and winterize it. The same thing in the springtime when you get ready to flush it out, open them up, let the water run through there, runs the antifreeze out of there, shut them off, then go ahead and go through your regular pipes and stuff.
Now, capturing the antifreeze that's in here, how do you dispose of that? Is it just dilute
Just
enough
let it go.
with the water?
Biodegradable. It's all,
Okay.
It's all animal friendly, everything else.
Because it's
They
in the
got rid of
water
that.
system. It's not like your antifreeze in your
Right.
car.
If you still had all that green stuff that they used to have years ago, no, you can't let your animals drink that or anything like that. This new stuff, it's not going to hurt.
Okay.
Mine, I just let it go right on the ground.
Okay. Yep.
This right here, this is the flush for your tank, your black water tank. Now right here, you have another place for that water hose, that little curly up water hose. You can take that water hose, plug it in here. Well, you really can't because this is pressurized all the time. So you're going to want to get another hose. On mine, I also use a wire on mine. That way I can run one hose up through, hook it up to my trailer. But what I do is I run the Y in there, then I have a little short piece of hose on it. That way I can push all that air out of the water hose before I hook up to the camper. So that way I'm not pushing all that air through the camper. Because all your pipes inside are plastic, you start pushing all that air, your pipes are going to start bouncing and you don't want to really crack anything inside. So by using that little Y, I run the water up through until it comes out, shut the valve off, then I open the valve to the trailer. That way I get maybe that much air in it.
This is standard red?
That's a, yeah, no, it's the same as that little pigtail.
But yet you can't use the
You
pigtail
can't use the pig. You can use the pigtail. The only thing you can't do is because this is always pressurized. So if you take that spray nozzle off, so you can hook it up to here. Well, you can hook it up to here first, the spray nozzle, and then plug it in. But as soon as you plug it in, it's going to start flowing water. But you have no way to shut this water off. Okay, you understand that?
Yep.
What I'm saying?
Yep.
You can use that little pigtail. But the only thing is, these things do tend to backfeed. So if you use that little pigtail to go from here to here, that's what you're going to want. The only thing you want to use that for. You don't want to be drinking out of that hose or anything. I carry two hoses in mine. One that I use for my black water flush, and one that I still use on the trailer. Let it go through there for a little bit, shut the water off, well, unplug it, let it run out, take it off, go inside, run your toilet, shut your valve off, then go inside, put a little bit of water in your toilet, put your chemical in, you're good. Okay, this guy right here, if you decide you want to hook your gas grill up to it with those little holes, you can plug him right into here. That's what he's for. Just make sure you put your little cap on so he doesn't fill up full of dirt and stuff, and then you end up getting a leak because you pushed a piece of dirt in from your propane hose. And now the valve is off, turn it on to get your propane feed.
Blackstone, right?
That's what it's for.
I still use a propane tank with my grill anyway. And again, here you have 110 outlets. And if you want to put the TV on the picnic table, you can hook a cable up to there for your TV. This is another fill for your freshwater tank. Like I said, if you happen to be someplace like at a state park where you're working off of a community water source, you run a hose from there over to here and fill it in if you don't have enough room to go all around to the other side of the trailer.
The other one's city water.
City water, but it has that little valve, you turn that little valve and it will fill the freshwater tank.
Okay.
Right inside of here, there's like a little lip. So your hose will only go in as far as that lip. It'll take the
It's
water.
not threaded, it's just to stick
No,
the hose
just a little
in.
lip in it, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But you have a little vent right here. So you're going to be putting water in here and standing here like this, and it's going to come out of a little vent and spray you. The only way to eliminate that, cut yourself another little piece of hose, stuff it in, goes down by that, and there's a little bit of room for the vent and the air to escape, so you won't get a blowback on you. Just go ahead and fill your tank.
What do you recommend, so when we go camping next weekend, what do you recommend we put into our tank to travel our first time?
Are you going to a regular campground with water hookup?
Full everything.
Nothing. Why carry that extra weight? If you were going a long distance,
Yeah, like we're
like,
going
the only
like 2.5
time
hours.
yeah, if I'm going like down south to Myrtle Beach or somewhere far out, then I will put like 8 to 10 gallons in the tank, only in case I want to go to the pot. Pull over the side of the road, turn my water pump on, go to the bathroom, shut the water pump off. It's a lot of extra weight you don't need to carry going from there to there. You shouldn't have to stop. Right under here, this big white valve, that's to drain your freshwater tank. And there's probably got water in it, but you have to drain it there. These two little ones here, that's your overflow. Once this tank is completely full, it will come out of there. Like I said, I'm going to drain this tank because we don't need it. We'll let that drain out. They usually fill them up just to flush all the antifreeze and stuff out of them. So we'll let that guy run. Same standard hose thread size.
Look, that's cool out, huh?
And this is your crank. No, this is a nice weather.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I like
Crank
it.
for your jack. walking in, you got your fire extinguisher, which hopefully you never need that. And outside here, you also have 2 external speakers outside. This is the trailer my daughter wanted to buy, the 22 MLE.
She has taste.
Huh?
She has taste.
Well, she wants to buy a house too, so I told her the trailer's going to have to wait. Okay, right here is your main panel system. Ceiling light, turn him on. It shows your freshwater tank is empty, black water tank is empty, gray water tank is empty, your battery has a full charge. It shows that we're connected to the electricity. Push the button, turns that on. This is an exterior light. I believe it's going to be the whole length of your awning.
Yep.
Okay. This one here is for your water pump. The only time you're going to turn him on is if you have water in that tank.
Which you just emptied.
Right. Then you have your hot water heater, propane, which is water in there, so we can turn him on. You will hear him kick in a minute.
We're going to need it on tonight.
You hear it just kick in? Okay. He just kicked in, so we're good. Or you can run off electricity. You can run them both at the same time. Like when you first get to the campground, and if you're really nasty, you want to take a shower right away, turn them both on, heats the water twice as fast, and shut your propane off, because you're already paying for electricity. Why waste your propane?
Exactly.
Okay, then just make sure when you leave the campground, you shut your hot water heater off. Okay, this is the awning. We're going to extend him.
We haven't been able to inspect this because
The only thing with him you got to worry about is if she starts talking to you and you're pushing this out and you're not paying attention, this thing will roll up backwards.
Okay.
So if you haven't noticed right now, the awning is over the top of the roller. If it starts going to the bottom and you're going too far, bring it out, bring it in just a little bit, tighten it up a little bit, you're awning up a little bit. Once you get to the campground, everything is pretty much straight across. One hand right here, grab it right here, pull this down. That gives you your awning tip. So your rain's going to run this way, you want to go away from your door. If it happens to be just that certain time of day where that sun is just right and it's in your eyes and you want to sit outside, you can lower both sides. You just got to watch out that your door doesn't hit the awning. Then when you get ready to leave, just take it, push it back up.
only one side does that?
Both sides will do that.
Okay.
Like I said, if you're at that point,
Oh,
you
that's
can't
right. You
take
did
them
just
both
say
down.
that. Yeah.
They got you all set? Good. You guys are going to have a ball. I just
Just
know.
the brake light thing. We're working on that.
Oh, okay.
It's lovely.
Did you see the inside of ours? You want to take a peek?
Yeah.
Slide's not out yet.
Well,
Let's take a look. Ooh.
Not bad,
Wow, in
right?
Here.
Yeah, and the bathroom's at the end with like a little pocket door.
Back in.
Got a ton of storage space.
they put so much into these things now.
Boy, they can cram everything in here.
Yes, they
And
do.
these are recliners that are heated and vibrate.
Oh, you got the deluxe version.
Vibrator, heater, what?
Ambiance light.
Whoa.
Our dogs will love that.
Yeah. You're going to have those. You're going to put your paw on it. Every time you turn around, the vibrator, you're going to be hearing that going all night long.
Honey, no, that's the dogs.
We have I just looked because it beeps. Oh my God, my son got her I call it the Fifi, but the Fee collar. So wherever she is, we know where she is.
Oh, you know,
all
yeah,
the
the
time.
GPS
But
tracking.
it goes out. It goes if she's out of the radius.
That's
So it
funny.
pings me, and I'm like, "Who has the dog?" So, it's a little GPS kind of thing.
Enjoy your camper. Thank you.
It's lovely.
Thanks.
Okay. Come right on in. Let's see, I got to find out what they did with the little information package.
So I checked the tab. The tab.
We may have the information package
Yeah, we
already.
took that.
Oh, okay. Did you Did it have the caps in it for the bumper?
Yes, it does.
Oh, okay, because that's what I was looking for. I was going to put those on.
Yeah, we have those. That's in
Okay.
the, that came in it along with the toilet paper holder.
Oh, okay.
So-
All right then. Okay, then the next thing on your TV, pull him out, and you can turn him whichever way you need to. Okay, so you got all the remotes, so I really can't plug anything in.
Yeah,
Okay.
The other end isn't into the TV yet either.
Okay, now right now, you see you've got this little red light on right here.
Yep.
If you're running off of your antenna, which is what we're on right now, and you don't get very good reception, just push that little button. That's a power booster.
Okay.
Okay, if you are hooked up to a campground that has cable TV, this will interfere with the cable TV, so then just make sure you push the button and
And
turn
have
it
the
off.
boosters off, okay?
Yes. Okay, then you have your hookups for Blu-ray and all that other stuff there.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see this with the slide out last week. It's all ready for beer.
Okay. On your
She has her priorities, okay?
Yeah, on your table.
This,
Right now,
you open it.
it's pretty tight. To lower it, just pop both of these out, and the table drops right down.
Yep.
If you get a point where this starts wobbling, just take and tighten this up a little bit before you latch it in. That'll tighten up your clamp on here.
She knows that because I pointed that out to her the last time we were here.
Yeah, but we went in, it was like wobble, wobble,
Yeah,
wobble. I'm like,
yeah.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, just tighten those little guys, open it, tighten those little guys,
Yep.
and you're good.
Yeah, that's even firmer than when we left it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, these must be all your electricity underneath it because they're screwed shut, so you can't get in there. So use them for storage.
That's the controller for the
Slide.
slides is in there.
Yeah.
I watched that on a video, so.
Okay.
But supposedly you can make half of it a storage if you put a board in.
Okay. And you're on your refrigerator. They will run off of solar when you're going down the road. The proper thing for this, and right now it's up pretty high. You want to put it on, if you put it on 2, that's going to keep it running. It's like a, not a reserve, it's like energy efficient, energy saving. You're still going to get power, it's going to keep your refrigerator running. It's going to keep it cold enough to keep things cold. Then when you just get to your regular normal setting, it's usually about 3, 4.
Okay. And that
when-
keeps the freezer cold
Freezer-
enough? That's
yes,
a huge
ma'am.
ass freezer. It really is. Happy about that. Some
Even
of
if
those
you
other
do-
ones that run on the
Yeah, even if you do shut this all the way off, you're still going to have light power. So again, that's something else that if the refrigerator door is not open all the way or not closed all the way, it will create a
drain.
problem.
Okay.
The only thing that I don't like about this compared to the gas is because when I close mine up in the wintertime, I leave my doors open in the refrigerator so it doesn't build up with mold or
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
So now that's something else that you'd have to watch. But even with the refrigerator shut, you shouldn't get any problem with that anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're leaving you right on that set, so you'll be ready to go whenever you want to go. And again, like I said, mine has the.
So don't grab the top.
Yeah.
'Cause this is really kind of like a chintzy little
Right.
seam here. And grab both the openings are in the same spot.
Mine, I've got the double door refrigerator. I think it's 12 cubic feet. It's a huge thing.
Holy
And I
crap.
fill it right up, like I said, right around Mother's Day when I get ready to go on that first trip. My freezer's completely full. And as I use things, I replenish it and it stays in there all year long. So that way, you turn around, you got to bug up your butt and you want to go, just say, get your ass in the trailer, we're going. Everything's there. You
You're
don't have
ready.
to worry about it.
You're ready.
So, yeah. The only thing I have to do, because my wife still works, so I got to wait for her. My stuff is all packed, loaded, ready to go. Food, everything is there.
I'm still gonna get these things off the seats.
Okay. Again, on your controls, 1, 2, 3, 4 is off. 1, 3, one more. One more on the vibrator. Shut that off. That's
I
One.
think 1,
2,
2,
3,
3.
4 is off.
Yeah, it was off.
Okay. The heater gonna go on 1, 2.
Got it.
Okay.
1, 2 to turn it off.
Yeah.
2, 1.
That's
Yeah,
just
just
All
on
the
and
lights
off.
come on the
Just
same.
on,
So the
off,
lights are
that's
just 2. The heat has
2
The heat
settings.
has 2 stages.
yeah,
The
2 stages.
vibrator has 3. And of course, you got your pull thing on there for your recliner.
Yep.
You, unlike the recliner at home, you can sit back and not have your feet up. These ones here you can't. It won't recline back until your feet are up. The same thing when you get ready to close it up, you got to be upright position, then lock your bottom in. Okay, on your stove, a lot of people are using that as a night light, or go to the bottom, it gives you an oven light.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You do have your igniter, it only ignites in one direction. Again, that glass is not any kind of safety glass, so you don't want to make sure this is good and cool before you put that down.
Back down. Yep.
Your oven, I try to get to a spot where you can actually see the igniter on the bottom
I see it.
reflection. And you go ahead and push this guy in. A lot of times it takes quite a bit to get it to start the first time. And when you start it in the spring, the first thing you're going to want to do is, if you let go of the button, the pilot's going to go out. You got to hold it in for about a minute just to make sure that okay, it's not bad. Make sure that it heats up the element, then go ahead and turn it on, and it'll light your oven up. Okay. And then again, of course, every time you shut it off, you'll have to go through,
Turn that off, right?
relight the pilot. Away you go.
So it's just supposed to just turn to keep clicking
Yeah,
it to
just
turn
keep
it
going in that one direction, keep sparking it.
There we go.
Yep.
Okay. Any questions there?
Nope.
Everything is pretty easy in here. Again, right here, you got your two little things. Push those, pull it down, there's your filter you can clean. Right here on the bottom, pull the screen out, you got a little mesh thing in there.
Are those replaceable?
Yes, they are replaceable. Back in there. Fan, light. Microwave, same as your standard microwave at home.
It's probably not. I don't know if the thing
No,
in there
tray's
is
probably
set
not
up.
on right.
Yeah, it's not.
Every time I got it. I always play these stupid things. I can't stand the
How do you
thought.
secure that when you travel?
I don't. I just take it and... Well, there is one way to actually do it. Take and stuff your bread in there so you have the weight on it.
Yeah, it's dunnage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bread or 2 bags of potatoes. Something that won't allow it to bounce around.
Yep.
Yeah, and again, this here, I really like this. When I bought mine, it came through with 2 Corian pieces. Corian pieces are extremely heavy, and they tell you they won't come out, but they do come out. I found mine, one of them fell to the floor, and put a big gouge in the floor, and the other one was lying against my window. Went off onto the table, was laying against the window. Okay, just your regular water faucet, nothing fancy there.
Yeah, this was one of our issues when we. There we go. It wasn't opening proper. It was stuck.
Yeah, just a matter of
Yeah.
pulling it all the way out.
No, when we were here last week trying it, there
Just-
must have been a little lubrication, and we had pointed it out.
Okay,
There were a couple things.
Now, the only one is the one by the bedroom, which is different that you got to watch for because that has a regular little latch on it.
Yeah, that was the emergency exit.
Right, it's your emergency exit. But if you don't get this latch underneath you when you close it, you hit a bump, this thing pops up, this thing goes out, right out the window it goes, slams against the trailer, you got a smashed window. So, you know, you can't leave it open without a problem because we always did. But my grandson was in playing with it one day and he unhooked it, left it out, and luckily my daughter was behind me and she saw it was flopping until we were able to pull over and close it. Okay, we're going to go back here. There's a water pump running? No.
Something's on.
No, it's not on. There must be something outside that's running.
Maybe it's
Truck's
Could be.
propane. The thing's running on the propane.
No,
This is
no,
all
no,
off,
that's
right?
off.
Everything is off, yeah? Nothing's running. It's got to be those guys outside. Okay, inside, switch on your bathroom. Okay, get your vent up. Okay, so you have a switch here on the wall. You can either run your fan off with a wall switch, or you can run it off with this switch here.
So if you keep that on, you
Keep
can
the
just...
switch on, then you run this one here off and on. Okay, that's usually because I never know what position is it. Okay, and like I say, your toilet, you got a little bit of water in there. Step down on it a little bit, puts water.
We don't
all
have
the way
any.
down flushes. When you get up, whatever little bit of water goes there, that's what you need to keep in there. That's it. You don't need to add any extra water. But like I said, once you get through winterizing and you shut your water off after flushing your tank, or when you after dumping your tank and you're ready to leave the campground, you're still hooked up to your city water. Just come in, your valve is shut, so you're not leaking. Your hose is off of it. Step on it, put a couple gallons of water in it, and dump your chemical in there. The chemical that helps break it down, plus keeps the odors out of it.
And you do that after you do your dump?
Yeah, after you dump and you get your tank washed out, shut all your water off, come in, step on the pedal, get about a gallon, 2 gallons of water in there, dump a couple ounces of chemical in it.
I want to check this cabinet.
Okay, now you're lucky because their trailer don't have this. Their trailer has a snap.
Yeah, they just pulled that off.
Yeah.
That was chipped last week when we came. So it's like they just took the chip off. Just kind of in a high traffic area.
Just make sure that you have this thing latched on. This door will slam back and forth, and it could put a hole in the wall back there where you won't see it, but it
Okay.
can. Just make sure you the biggest thing is this bungee keeps it nice and tight. But like I said, their trailer has just a snap on it, and the door actually flops back and forth. So, nothing fancy to your shower. Just you have an off-on switch on your shower head. And the only problem is, even if you turn this water on so you get your water adjusted right, you shut it off up here, as soon as you turn it on, it's going to freeze you to death. It's going to get nothing but cold water out. And I haven't yet figured out a way, no matter how much I run that water, when I first shut it off there and turn it back on, it's ice cold.
Well, it's because you have water in the line that's not...
Even after this is already hot, running this until you get nice hot water, you rinse yourself off, then you shut that off to soap yourself up, you grab that again to put, you better hold it away because it's cold.
Huh.
You'll find
Don't
out.
ask me why, but
You'll
it does
find
it.
out.
Yeah. This
What did
here,
John say about that cold water? Oh, that's right.
Yeah. That there, the only thing that is, if you happen to see a drop or two of water on the floor, you can pull that cover off, just check your drain, make sure your drain isn't leaking. It's only plastic, so you can't put any fires on it to tighten
Just
it.
an access.
Pretty much, just an access panel, yeah.
And that's heat?
This is your air conditioning.
Your
yeah.
heat, AC? Just your AC?
Heat should be brown. Usually they put them behind the toilet, but
Maybe there isn't heat in the bathroom?
it will probably come in under the door because you have one right here.
Oh, okay.
So you can just turn this a little bit, so
Oh.
it close it right here, and it'll come right under the door.
Perfect.
So that's going to be the next thing we
Turn the heat on.
This right here, anywhere in the trailer, if you happen to lose power, like I said, everything is GFI. This is the only reset button in the trailer. It's right here in the bathroom. So it doesn't matter if you're outside, inside, you got no power, this is the first place to look.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that's about it for here. Yep, nothing there.
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. Load off. Hold it for a second.
How warm and cozy does it get in here?
Auto fan, auto cool. We can turn the air conditioner on for you.
Thanks.
No problem at all. Right now the air conditioner's on.
Oh yeah.
It's set to
immediate.
dump real heavy right here. Okay, like if you're happen to be down here and getting pretty well heated up, usually this points towards the kitchen area, but for some reason it's not. Take this, close it off, now it's going to go to all your little vents. And those you can pivot those, turn them, and change your airflow direction.
Yeah.
That's the speaker. Oh no, that's the vent. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yep.
This is the speaker
Yep.
here. Okay, we can just go ahead and turn this mode. You don't need air conditioner that much. Yeah, it's going to shut off, and the furnace is going to kick in. It's coming out, but it's cold. Yeah. Okay, set for
Gotta
90.
heat up. I mean,
Okay, the air conditioner. Okay, remember I was telling outside your gas detector that's hardwired in there, you got power. That's this guy right here. You see a little green light on? That says that your gas detector is on. Like I said, it's hardwired in, so there's no way of killing that. Even if the only way you're going to kill that is to pull the battery completely out. This here's your fuse panel and all your circuits. Right here. In behind here is where your converter is located. Your converter is something you're never going to have to worry about. The only thing that does, as soon as you plug into the wall, the AC comes in, automatically converts it over, charges your battery. It's just a matter of converting AC to DC. So that's something that I think I've maybe heard of 2 of my life that I've been camping, 44 years of camping, that had a problem with that. It's just something that doesn't usually get used that often.
You can smell it. You can smell it.
It's warming up? Okay.
Yeah.
Let it go just to get some little heat. But yes, it will. Okay, there's your smell.
Yeah.
It will heat
Yeah,
quite a bit
I
in
smell. I don't hear well, but I smell.
here. Yeah, neither do I. But like I said, you can set it up to 90. That's as high as it goes.
Yeah.
And this here, like I said, with your air conditioner, you'll turn that down to wherever you want it.
Hone it in once you get it.
Yeah, to wherever you want to go. I'll let you play with that. Just hold it in.
Now shut
It goes
it
off. And it'll take a few minutes for it to cycle through.
Yeah.
And it'll be all set.
So winterizing it, hot water heater valves. How do I get
Yes,
to
that's.
those?
I've got to remember where that. I believe your hot water heater was
On the back here.
back there.
It's back over. It's
Okay,
over
so
here,
you gotta
or
take that panel off right there. Okay, and there's all your schematics. It shows you everything. As you can see right here, you have 3 valves. You got 1, 2, 3.
so that's the panel that pops off and.
This right here, 2 little screws right here and right here. Take
Yep.
that off.
Okay.
Okay, now what's going to happen? Whichever way these valves are pointing, that's the way your water's going to flow.
Yep.
So when you get ready to winterize, you're going to shut this one off, shut this one off,
And
you're
open
going
the
to open
other.
this one up.
Yep.
So your water goes right through there. Then just pull your plug out, let it drain down, and leave it.
Yep.
And in the springtime, go ahead and just do the opposite, open them up.
Yep.
And the only problem is, if he doesn't do it right and you're in taking a shower, he's got his hot water heater all filled up. He says, okay, hon, go ahead, it's working. That hot water heater's on. He's going to have hot water in here. But if he didn't close this valve off, it takes less pressure to run the water through that hose than it does to push it out that tank. You're going to get lukewarm water, that's it. So then he'll have to come back in, take the panel off, open this other valve, or close this other valve off, so the water can't go that way, it has to go through the tank.
So you only do it seasonally, right? Like you only do this like
Winterizing
twice a
it.
year.
Yeah. Do it in this, once in the spring and then in the fall. Yeah. But like I said, no matter, whichever way that those valves are pointing, that's the way the water's going to flow.
Got it.
I say, if this one here, it will fill the tank up, you will get hot water, you'll feel it outside. You come inside, you're going to get a little bit of warm water, and that's going to be it. Then it's going to go cold. Because you're going to get that little bit that's going to come out, then it's going to bypass the hot water heater and go right through the hose.
Yep. Makes sense.
Okay. Then when you get ready to winterize it, it's going to be the same thing. Once you get in there, you're going to find your water pump in there, and there'll be a hose coming off of the water pump. Take that hose, you're going to have a little valve, you're going to switch that valve so that the water will come through the hose, and stick your hose inside your gallon jug, turn your water pump on.
So it sucks it through.
Right, turn your water pump on, your water pump will pump it through. Just crack all your faucets until you get the pink out, and whatever's left over, take it and dump it down your drain traps, just to make sure you get enough in so your traps don't freeze.
So
You should-
two methods for doing that. One is to use air compressor and blow out the water
Yeah, yes and no.
as long
You-
as you don't have the pressure too high.
Right, as long as you don't have the pressure too high. Again, and if you create a big air pocket inside, you may not get the antifreeze to pump through right.
Yeah.
I like using that way, sticking in the jug. You know, like I said, some people do what you say and they hope for the best and they don't put any antifreeze in their trailers at all.
What I've seen is they do the pressure, basically blow it out,
Yeah.
and then pour a little bit
In the traps.
into the traps
Yeah.
to keep those from
Yeah.
freezing.
Yeah, some people do that. For my sake, I don't do that because for what it costs per gallon of antifreeze, or what it would cost to replace some of the pipes that would possibly freeze and split,
Yeah.
you know, is it worth the difference?
Yeah.
So that's just my thing. You know, like I said, you can do that. Yes, by all means, a lot of people do that. A lot of people have been lucky. I wouldn't want to take the chance because the way my luck runs, I would end up with a busted pipe and end up having to replace fixtures or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, it's only a couple $dollars for the antifreeze, and it's you got to buy some anyways just to dump in the traps. And for this trailer here, you could probably do everything with 1 gallon because you don't have that much pipes to go through. even my big fifth wheel, it's 36 feet long.
No, the pipes are all just like right here.
Yeah.
It's not like you're
Yeah.
getting water.
I've got everything all the way in. My bathroom is at one end, and the kitchen's at the other end. It takes 1.5 gallons. So
That's good to know.
it's only $2.99 a gallon. Right now I think it's $3.50 at Walmart for the antifreeze.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Any questions on anything? Again, lights everywhere.
Not that I can think of.
This is so much nicer. I'm surprised they didn't line the door up higher, but there must be a reason that they did that. That's the door.
Just the way that they fit.
Yeah.
The cabinets are all machine manufactured. It's not like it's individually made, so whichever fits, fits.
The 2019, we watched a video last night, and they had these ugly, just like fold over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, like ours doesn't have that, does it?
Advanced so much. It's not that it's ridiculous. It's just amazing. All right, let me go find my paperwork, and we'll go through that, and then we'll get you closed up, and you'll be good to go.
This opens up, right?
Yep, under the bed. You can come with that. Yep. The only thing
You gotta remember the whole thing doesn't come up, it's only the half, so we don't want to
Then you can
force
slide
it.
this back and forth,
Yeah.
or you can pull it completely out. The only thing you gotta watch for is these shocks. They're very poorly designed. They're like a gas shock, and this gas will leak out. And next thing you know, you're gonna put this up, you're gonna reach in there, it's gonna fall down and slam you in the head.
No, so be mindful of that.
Yeah, so you just gotta watch for that. You know, they're designed to help hold it up, but that's not what they're for. They don't. It's just to try to make it easier going up and down, because you don't want to have it drop down and slam. So you want to try to get it as far as you can, so you're bringing them down evenly, both sides. There's not really any specific way to prolong their life. It's another thing that's manufactured, and sometimes they work a long time, sometimes they don't last long at all. Mine on my fifth wheel lasted about 1.5 years. So I just have to make sure I hold it up and when I go in and get stuff out.
Expected is what you're saying.
Okay, let me get my little paperwork.
Oh, what is it gonna go off on? I just pressed the button just to test it.
Yep, test it, it will go off.
Yeah, it's from us walking in here.
Yeah, I like to try to get it off. And you know, you pay a lot of money for this thing. I don't want you to have to go home and clean it right away.
No, my mother will be coming over to inspect it tonight.
Okay. Nothing gets by mom.
No, that's for damn sure.
Okay, so the only other thing we got to do is go through this guy. Do you have any questions on the water pump?
No.
I mean the water heater?
No.
The refrigerator?
Nope.
Did you have a list of questions?
Yeah, we've already covered them.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. The air conditioner?
Nope.
The awning?
Nope.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and let you bring that in. Sometimes you will hear a noise when it gets all the way in. Sometimes you don't.
So it's probably better a two-person job all the time.
Right.
Got it.
So, return, RET.
Retract, yeah. And the other is going to be extend.
You got to press and hold
Oh,
it.
press and hold it.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, the biggest thing you just got to watch for is when you go out with it. If you happen to notice that the canvas goes underneath, then you're already starting to come back in.
Yeah.
You want to keep your canvas over the top of it. That way, if it does rain, it goes over the top. If you have it the other way and underneath, the rain will tend to get in there and belly up, and then another thing that will cause your awning to rip.
If you forget to lift that thing up on the other side, does it just not come in? You know, when you had it.
It will come in, yes. Okay, all the way
You're
in.
there. You could hear
It will come in and it's supposed to straighten out, but if you get any kind of binding in there at all when it comes in, it's going to bend something. So, but yeah, they say you don't have to do that, but like
You
I said,
should.
through all the years of being a mechanic and everything else, I've seen just the law of average. It's so long, and then certain things just ain't going to bend the way they're supposed to. Okay. So no questions on the awning,
Nope.
the stove, oven,
Nope.
the monitoring system.
Nope. I'll have to play with that to figure it all out anyway. So
It's all going to be in your information book anyways.
I don't need that.
Okay. It'll all be online.
Oh yeah, the videos are crazy.
Yeah. I get hollered at all the time. Well, you know, dummy, if you take out the information package, you'll know what's going on. You don't have to sit there and try to figure it out.
Before use.
What's that?
I'm just reading what it says. Remove film before use.
Yeah, I know. I leave mine right on there. The only thing that keeps it from getting all kinds of fingerprints and crap all over everything. Okay, any questions on the toilet?
Nope.
TV, radio?
Nope.
The generator is NA.
We don't have a generator?
No generator.
We don't have a generator in this one?
No.
Oh. Why did I not know that?
Now, that's a big expense. It's like an extra $500-600 for a generator.
No, I just thought it. I think that some of them we looked at had generators, right?
We looked at a lot of campers.
Yeah, maybe that's why. I just get brain fried.
Okay. Any questions on the furnace?
Nope.
Microwave?
Nope.
The vents?
Nope.
And the only thing with the vents, like I said, just make sure they're closed when you're traveling because they're
And I just closed the bathroom one.
pretty piss poor made, and it will rip them right off.
Yeah.
Unless you buy those maxi covers,
Yeah.
put them on, then you leave them open all the time and never have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Did I get that shut all the way down? I thought I did.
This one? Yeah, this one's down. I closed the bathroom one already. We
Okay.
had that one open. And then the vent, the gas,
Okay.
the vent for the stove
Hood.
or oven is still closed.
We'll
You
have to
don't
open
that
that.
one.
Okay. Converter. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Any questions on the trail hitch? Once they get you all set and hooked up, they're going to go through that again with you anyways.
No, until we go through the whole thing.
Okay.
So.
I'm surprised you didn't take your keys to... Well, he's still working on that other bit.
Yeah, I think they had some issue.
They have a ground issue or something.
Oh, okay.
They said something about one
Yeah,
light isn't
'cause-
working. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got... On the, what's it? No, he's got like a BMW or something like that they're trying to hook up to it. And it's just not designed for it. The only problem is I'm afraid that guy may have problems because if he doesn't have the proper shit on there, he's not going to have the actual towing package with the heavier cooling system, heavier transmission cooler,
Yeah.
all that stuff. So it's...
That's a bigger trailer than this, right?
Yeah, it's
It's about the
about
same
the
size.
same size,
as this.
yeah. It's-
But heavier.
No,
No?
not that much,
No?
no. Again, it'll all depends on how much water they carry. He's not going very far. He says he never go far from home anyway, maybe an hour at the most, so he should be okay. Any questions on the power cord?
No.
The sofa? Dinette?
Nope.
Nope. Nope.
The slide out?
Nope.
Nope. Which we got to pop back in, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And then the only other thing is the leveling system. That's going to be you.
Yeah. Well, I have no questions on that either.
Okay.
So.
Somebody else may later on, but
Yeah.
you don't. That's it. Then the only other thing I need is initial, draw a line down through it and sign the bottom from someone and that we did discuss everything, and we'll get the slide out in and we'll figure out what's going on and get you hooked up and out of here. I'm going to lock up all the compartments and the doors. I'm going to give you the key. I'm going to close that that drain.
Oops, I put a K.
That's all right. They don't never
You
read it.
signed
anyway.
that one, Kevin.
They never read it anyways.
And so clean on outside.
Yeah. That's somebody.